Kris Allen, you know him as the winner of season 8 on American Idol. He's coming to Chicago this weekend for 2 shows at City Winery with Jon McLaughlin. Kris, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rudy. Thanks for having me.
Limited amount of tickets left for the 8 o'clock show, but then you've added a 4 o'clock show, as well too. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like people always ask me what's my favorite place to play, and as much as I'd love to say that it's Arkansas, it's always Chicago. I know that might sound a little bit like pandering, but I'm being 1,000% serious. It's always the most fun shows.
So 2009, I believe it was probably right after Idol, was your first show here in Chicago. You was at the Chicago Theater with one of the local radio stations here. But that was your first time here in Chicago, and we've loved having you here in our city, for over a decade.
Yeah, it's been forever. There's a venue in Lincoln Park too. What's that place called?
There's Lincoln Hall.
Yeah, Lincoln Hall.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my favorite shows I've ever played of all time. We played a show there, and it was such a blast. And then I played at City Winery a couple times, and it's always the best. So
yeah, you were at City Winery 2017, 2019. So we're glad to have you back here in the venue again.
Happy to be back. Yeah.
And a 4 o'clock show. I mean, especially I think the parents out there, want to thank you who couldn't get a babysitter. I mean, a 4 o'clock shows. I mean, we need to have more of those.
I know, man. I feel like sometimes these shows start real late, and then they go until almost midnight or like 11:30, which I'm always fine with. But having these early shows, and maybe some people that wouldn't come, now they're able to come.
Now they're able to make it. Jon McLaughlin, let's talk a little bit about connecting with him and joining the tour.
Yeah, man. So I've known Jon for a really long time. Our paths have crossed throughout the years, just from like being in the music business and both doing like similar genres of music. But over the past like 4 years or so, we've gotten really close, and I see him all the time. And he was just like, man, I would absolutely love it if you came on the road with me. And honestly, it was perfect. So I get to travel with him, and it's been great, man. It's been really, really fun. And I get to see him he's such an unbelievable musician, and it's cool to watch every night.
Was this something that was planned pre-pandemic, or was this something that once everybody came out of lockdown that you're like, all right, now we got to make this time to make this tour happen?
Yeah, man. So we hadn't thought about it until he approached me, I think earlier this year. And I hadn't planned on touring. To be honest with you, I have loved being at home. I have 3 kids, and it's been so nice to just like be at home for this really extended amount of time. And so he approached me about going on the road, and I was like, dude, if I'm going to go on the road with anybody, I'm going to go on the road with this guy. And it's been a blast.
And as far as some of your new music, maybe tell us a little bit about latest album and some of the new tunes that we can hear on this tour.
Yeah, so I put out 5 new singles at the end of last year, and I had so much fun recording those songs. And right now we're finishing up that album and going to release it all as one thing. And so that's been really fun. And I'm playing some brand new songs that aren't even out yet on this run. And it's I'm having a lot of fun playing these songs and teaching. There's a point where I teach the crowd a couple of new songs, and so they're able to sing along. So it's good.
That's awesome. So maybe we'll see another tour here in Chicago, maybe next year or early part of I can't believe I'm saying 2024, but maybe next year or that. Yeah.
Don't say 2024 yet. 2023. I think 2023. I have a feeling I'll be back in Chicago in 2023.
Awesome. Well, a lot of times people, when they see you on the road, they see you with David Cook. You both were on Idol, last year. Talk a little bit about, your friendship and, playing shows with David.
I think, David was always one of those people that was, and I had a couple experiences with this, but he was kind of the person from the show that was the most welcoming to me, and was always like, we kind of had a texting friendship for a while, and then the opportunity came up for us to do Europe together, and I think the both of us were close, and it was just like, let's do this. And neither one of us had been over there, and then hopefully we did great over there. It was awesome, and it was fun to get to play for new fans, especially fans that had never seen either one of us before. And yeah, hopefully we get to play some more shows together. I love David. I think he's a good friend.
One more random question about that, because Pop Idol started in the UK, which started American Idol. So obviously they have their own set of winners as far as like Will Young and Leona Lewis and, you know, some of those stars that are big, you know, overseas. But did you find that as far as, you know, when you went on your European tour, that people who had followed American Idol or that were excited for you both to show up, or was it a pretty new experience for some of those fans out there?
I think that I think most of the people that were coming to the shows were people that were fans of the show, of American Idol, and had just never been able to see us play. And I think that was such a cool opportunity for us, but also I think a cool opportunity for them as well.
As far as some of the Idol contestants, does it feel like running into someone from high school? Because I'm sure everyone's either hosting a show or on Broadway, doing their own acts. Like, do you run across people, you know, randomly at, you know, as far as like in your everyday life?
I would say that if I'm running into somebody, it's either if I'm on the road, I will seek people out if I know I'm in their city. Like I was just in New York City and I hit up Anouk Desai, who was on my season, on the same season as me of Idol, and but we couldn't hang out. But you know, I'll do that. And so there's quite a few of us in Nashville as well. Actually, the other day I randomly ran into David Archuleta. He walked by me in this. I was taking my daughter to dance studio, and he walked by me, and I was like, "That looked like David Archuleta." And so I texted him. I was like, "David, did you just walk by me?" And so, you know, we got to talk for a while. But that was the most probably bizarre and random time I've run into somebody from the show.
And there's big things happening for him too in his career. So it's great that you both could run into each other in the same city.
He's so great, man. It's just like I love seeing him, and just he's one of the best.
And then final thing that I wanted to chat about, as far as, you know, we've seen you perform cover songs, although I looked at the set list and I don't think you're doing too many of them, you know, this time around. But what gives you your inspiration as far as hearing something on the radio and saying, you know what, this is one I want to take my own spin on?
I think that's the thing is like it's one of two things. It's either a song that maybe people aren't super familiar with, or it's a song that people are familiar with that I feel like I can make sound a little bit different or put something else on it, you know? Like lately I've recorded a couple covers and put them on social media, and I think a couple of those have been like, people don't know those songs, you know? But maybe some of them are. I don't know. I feel like most of the times it's just songs that I really love and feel like I can interpret in a way.
I feel like you can go. And then make sure too, those Kris Allen fans that come out to the show, you know, once Kris is off the stage, you know, you definitely want to stick around for Jon. But I think there's going to be some prizes for fans as well too. So just because he's off the first time, don't get up off of your seat.
Look at you. You know all the secrets, Rudy.
Awesome. Well, Kris, thank you so much for your time today. Coming to City Winery October 29th, this upcoming Saturday, for a 4:00 and an 8:00 show. Citywinery.com is where you can go ahead and get those tickets. And Kris, we'll see you in Chicago soon.
Thanks, Rudy. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.